Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have the review of another Beastbox from 52 Toys. This is the Beastbox number 16 Kanibal. Now, despite its name, it's pretty much a mechanical crab, so it's a pretty cool concept and I really liked it, hence I did purchase this myself. Once again, I would like to mention Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody, and I would like to mention that I was sorry for being silent last night. But for those who don't know, I currently work for a toy company and I have to work on Christmas. So, which is why I was very busy and actually very tired, and I'm still recovering from last night's fatigue. My back and my sides are still aching. So if I sound a little bit sour, sorry about that aspect. And once again, I bought this by myself. Nobody is sponsoring me, nobody is giving me anything for free. Everything you see that from my channel is something I have reviewed after purchasing it on my own, unless it's like a birthday gift from a family member. Alright, so let's see what we got. So before we go on, let's look at the box. So here we have the basic 52 Toys style box. I am really excited for these, and I'm definitely waiting for a specific Gorilla Mech Combiner, which should be coming out next year, I believe. Here we have the back of the box. Very cool looking crab. It's that kind of... It does actually make sense. Usually we would see crabs in like cartoons or pictures as red, but those are technically cooked crabs. Before we cook them, they're usually either like this dark greenish color or kind of a different color than you think. So that's that. And I'd like to mention that if you have two of these, basically there are multiple versions of this. This is the basic green version. There is another red version which has a larger claw and a smaller claw, which is regular, and then there's a event exclusive clear blue color version, and then there's another Chinese web shop VIP exclusive, which is basically the same design as this but colored in a white sports car or race car design, which is the number 38, I believe, or something like that, or 58, one of those two. But what I like to mention, if you have two of these crabs, you can have one out in crab form, and then can have the other one in box form and combine it like this. So I was planning on getting another one, but yeah, I'm having trouble finding the red one, so which was why I decided to let's just go on with the review. So if you have two, you can kind of do a combined crab mech going on there. Alright, so other than that, let's see what we got. So as usual, we still get its box charger, which is pretty much its plastic case to store in in its cube form. And if you have multiple of these, you can either attach to the side or top, and you can keep stacking on, which is actually a pretty good thing, because we barely see any toy company or figure company consider about storage space, but this one they actually did consider on regarding that aspect. So very well done. Now, other than you should be getting a instruction manual and catalog, but I kind of lost those some time ago. But other than that, you still get the Pvc card. For those who don't know what this is, it's basically fold these in half and then put it on the back here, and put it on the back of the box charger inside. So when you open it, when you open the case, it should pop out. But once again, I've tried that a few times, but it wasn't as effective as you think. So once again, if you're having trouble, you can always just slide them out. And of course, this will only apply if you made the cube form correctly. Just want to point that out. So here is the cube, and then once again, we also get a small card which actually explains about its background story. But once again, there are some Beastbox that comes with these cards, and there are also some that don't come with these. So I am really not sure what the main criteria for these cards. But once again, I really like these cards, and I actually plan on getting more, maybe getting a binder to put all these cards inside. Alright, so here we have the box charger. So here we have the crab form. Very nice color, definitely not too dark, not too light green. I think it's pretty much good enough. And we actually have these eyes, which are actually connected as ball joints, so they do move up and down. So if you like a actual crab, because the actual crabs do move their eyes up and down a lot, so this is actually pretty fun. A nice fun gimmick. And despite how this is a mech looking thing, this is actually also considered a tank. So you can see we have a hole here, which I believe some people on the internet mentioned that Diaclone figures actually fit inside here. So if you want to do so, do try it out. The transformation is very simple. As you can see, these are pretty much all folded up legs. So number one, you can do this. You can fold this up. So I'm not too sure how the combining works here. I've tried to look at the manual multiple times, but yeah, I definitely need to get a second one to get more confirmation. And there's this antenna you can lift up. Pretty nice color. They have this thing called CMC, which I'm not too sure what it's meant for. And then we have a hole here, which is pretty much for anything that if you want to combine this or if you want to attach more stuff, that's the hole you use. So I'm trying to lift up the eyes a little bit more. There we go. So pretty much so each leg is all attached together. So here we go. And then the arms are also kind of in a weird position. So this does require some parts forming. So when you first buy this figure, you should have these blue weapons on a separate. They should be separated, so they are detached. So it does. You do need to take them off either way, because this is the way how these work are kind of different. So you take them off, and then you should be able to rotate the hidden weapon inside to the outward side. So this one reveals a blade saw, very nice, and it actually rotates with the clear orange. I do like these type of weapons, like clear pieces. And then the other one should reveal, as far as I know, is like a missile launcher. Yeah, to me it looks like a missile launcher, or if you use your imagination, it could be one of those typical old cartoon style laser guns. So once you have the arms in position, something like this, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So that should be enough, and then you just reattach it to the outside of the crab arms, like that. And you are able to, being a crab, you are able to open its claws, and very nice. And it just find these small like details or features pretty fun. And then once again, to the rest, it's pretty much all about separating and detaching all the legs. So let's see what we got. So if you do these correctly, they should be in a pretty tight connection. Nothing is pretty much loose here. So once you got the legs up, you spread them open. I believe all 8 legs should spread out easily, and then we should have this part, which actually on the bottom, which I do believe is the main component for when it comes to combining. We have a nice Gatling gun here, but yeah, it's not really used in this form. You have to pull this all the way back and then move it forward or something like that. And then we have this part, which I'm not too sure what this is, but as far as I know, it's also either a weapon or some kind of an antenna. So yeah, once again, we have this part. Or if you don't really like it, you can always just move it to the back and just ignore it if you want to do so. So for now, I'm just going to move it there because it does kind of look unnatural to be in the front. So you can flip up these legs, and then on the inside, there should be another white piece in there. So yeah, they're not the easiest to come out. So once again, you do the same thing on the other side, and I'll be right back with the cleaned up version. Okay, I'm back. So I think I got the balance correctly. So let's see what we got in terms of articulation. So as I mentioned, this is a crab design, and I really think 52 Toys aced the crab design. They also did make a lobster / shrimp looking one, but I think this one looks much more better. It actually looks what it's supposed to look like. So we have the opening hatch, which, as I mentioned, you are able to fit in certain type of figures inside there. The arms, so the arms have their own ball joint. So we have a ball joint right over here, so which allows it to move down a lot, which is pretty much for the cube form, and then up not so much because the head, obviously the head / main body is blocking the way, but we are able to move side to side. And we have another articulating joint here, and since it is on a ball joint, we are able to give it an extra twist, but not 360, maybe about 80 or 90 degree twist here. And you can shut and open the claws if you want to do so. And once again, here we have those extra weapons. If you don't like the weapons, you can always take them off if you want to do so. And from the bottom, as I mentioned, the manual does mention that you have to move this up front. But once again, I'm not too sure what this thing is. I'm just gonna guess this is also another weapon. So just, yeah, but it kind of looks like a tongue when you put it on front. So we have this part, which I always thought this was supposed to be like a battery pack. So, but I do believe this is also a big part of combining with another crab. And then here we have 2 extra more holes here. So once again, if you want to attach more stuff, that's where you go for. And then on the bottom here, we have another extra Gatling gun, which I believe actually is technically its weapon, but I believe it actually has a more purpose when it comes to the 2 crabs combined form. Now looking at the legs, so the legs, the front 4 legs, so the first and second leg on each side have their own ball joint, so they can move slightly forward and backward a bit. But once again, there's a lot of stuff colliding there, so you can't really move as much, but you are able to move up and down because obviously for the folding gimmick you are able to do that. And then yeah, so same goes for the black part. You can fold it up a lot and move it a lot, and the white part, same goes for that as well. So the first and second leg pretty much have the same articulation. Now the third one, once again, it does also technically it does have the same articulation because it has its own ball joint, so you can pretty much fold it up as much as you want to do so. But the fourth leg doesn't have its own ball joint, but rather it's actually attached to the third leg. So when you move the third leg, the fourth leg also moves on its own. So it's connected here, so it does have its own ball joint right over here instead of the body. So it does have slightly more freedom, but once again, every time you try to move it, it will move the other leg. And you are able to bend them pretty well. So moving the legs shouldn't be a big problem. It's just the tricky part that is to balance each side to make the height equal, so the crab doesn't look awkward. And also on the battery pack, you are able to rotate these parts here. So once again, not too sure what they're meant for, but is there. And that's pretty much it for the review of the 52 Toys Kanibal. So a very nice crab mech, and it's definitely a concept that we don't really see too much in these days, because we don't really get many animal themed mechs other than from Zoids. So I say this is also a pretty good fun toy for collectors. I mean, because you can always fold it up into a box and then put it inside another cube box, and then you can attach multiple boxes to make a box tower if you want to do so. Anyway, that was pretty much it. So if you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. Once again, I would like to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hope you guys had a great year, and hopefully 2021 will also work out for you guys as well. Until then, see you guys next time.